I spend a good majority of my days thinking that this is not what I'm supposed to be doing in my life, right? It's like you go from a promising, intelligent young teenager, you turn from hopeful to being 30, depressed and burnt out. Like, bro, I get really down on myself because my whole 20s, bro, I have nothing to show for it. When I was 18, bro, I started doing electrical work, right? So I think, like, if I would have stuck with that, bro, I would have been 11-year electrician right now, making who knows how much, right? Messed that up. You know, I used to Ruth's Chris. Y'all have heard of Ruth's Chris fine dining, right? I put 4 years of work into that restaurant. Well, 2 different locations, different franchises, but still, I could have been GM, owner, whatever. They make bank. So I look back at that. Military. Right before I got kicked out the military, I was given orders to go overseas, to live in Japan. So instead of me living in Japan, eating my favorite food, sushi, on the beach every day, chilling, vibing out in Japan, bro. Instead, this was after I got kicked out of the military, but I am sleeping in my car in Roswell, Georgia, instead of living in Japan, still in the military, living life stress-free. Instead, I am sleeping in a car with no AC in Roswell, Georgia, bro. You know, shit like that, man, it's hard not to be bitter. I know it was my own fault. You know, I take full accountability for everything I've done, but bro, it hurts deep when you sit there and think about it, right? You know, I could have been a lot of things that I messed up, right? I was a helicopter mechanic, crew chief in the military. Could have did something with that, but you know, I got put out too early. My experience wasn't high enough. But yeah, I was working on Black Hawk, the Pave Hawk helicopters, HH-60s, and I was good at what I did. You know, and I look back at all these endeavors, bro. Along with the music production, I used to be a music producer, man. I was selling beats, and it got to a point where I was consistent. I was selling a decent amount. If I would have kept growing, kept posting, I actually have some of my beats still on my other channel, man. You know, I was getting a few thousand views on my beats. And I'm just saying all this, bro, because it's like at 29 now, I look back at all the different things the ways life could have gone, and I self-sabotaged, and that led to bitterness and regret and resentment. But it's not too late for me. But I'm self-aware of the resentment and all those very, very painful lessons that I still feel the pain from today. Is the universe calling from up above, pushing me to not, you know, to go towards the path that I'm supposed to be going. This is pushing me towards God's will. The pain, the deep hurt, you know, just everything that happened in life, you know, losing friends and all that, just trying to get me, it's trying to pull me in the right direction. You know, I'm touching the stove and it's hot. I'm touching this stove and it's hot. Learning lessons like that. Having expectations of the way that life was supposed to happen. The way everything was supposed to go. You know, life never really pans out the way you planned it to, right? But it hurts even deeper when you know that the circumstances that you're in are all your own fault. You know, sure, you might have had some mental trauma from childhood that carried over into real life, and you didn't really notice until you got older, until you became aware of that fact. So around like 27, 28 is when I realized. But then it's like, at that point it's too late. The damage is already done. You've already messed your life up. I want you to really just take today and focus on how rich you are, what you really do have. Do you have all of your limbs, right? Do you have your hands, feet? Can you smell? Can you see? Can you taste? Do you have somewhere to rest your head? Do you have a refrigerator? You know, do you have food, socks? You know what I'm saying? Somebody that cares about you. You know, because some people don't have these things, bro. If you took you and a group of 10, 20 people and y'all threw all your problems in the middle, like in a, y'all just threw all y'all problems together and you saw everybody else's, you would take yours and run, right? So, you know, I guess I'm just saying, like, try to keep your perspective at a glass half full, not a glass half empty when it comes to life, because if you don't, the older you get, you will start to become bitter and resentful towards others, because that's how you feel about your life. And, you know, I'm guilty of this, bro, and I don't like it. You know, I don't take it out on people, but I'm not friendly, bro. Like, when people approach me, I'm not a friendly person unless I know you. You know what I mean? I don't like being stared at. I'll stare back at you. You know, I just walk around with like a negative energy inside me, you know. Whereas if I wasn't if I wasn't regretful about my past decisions and where I'm at currently in my life, and I was actually happy with my life, I wouldn't be moving around like that. I would be upbeat. You know, the positivity would germinate, or I don't know what word I was about to use. Need to up my vocabulary, but you know what I mean. Like, everybody around me would feel that and gravitate towards me. But I know I don't put off a good aura because, you know, I'm a little bitter inside. But I'm self-aware of that right now, being, you know, 29, and I don't want that seed to keep germinating, to grow. I'm just throwing out words. I don't even know the meaning of them. I don't want that seed to keep growing, right? And I don't want to become, because I've seen older people that are bitter and full of resentment, and that's not going to be me, right? I'm not going to be like that. So, you know, gratitude is so important, bro. You know, make peace with people from your past that have did you wrong. Make peace with people that you have done wrong. I've had both happen to me. I've been done wrong. I've done people wrong. You know, and showing too much loyalty to people or to a job, even, like, that can lead to bitterness, because it's not going to be reciprocated most of the time. There's not too many people out here that would really reciprocate any type of loyalty towards you that you would give to them. Or, you know, most people are out for themselves nowadays, which I get it. You kind of have to be, unless you're just a spiritual person. Once you reach a certain level of spirituality, then you understand it's not all about you. But as far as trying to get ahead in the world, you know, most people aren't seeing life like that, you know. At least in cities, bro. I'm sure people in like really small towns or in isolated regions are, you know, they're more helpful and look out for each other. But it's kind of dog eat dog if you live in like cities or the US, right? Try to let go of desires and expectations as much as you can, and that will lead to less suffering, because really suffering is optional, right? Pain happens. Pain is a part of life. There's no no happiness, there's no peace and joy without pain on the other side. But suffering, you can avoid that. Suffering is what comes from your poor decisions, right? Whereas things that happen to you that cause pain, naturally, it's just a part of what life had for you. If you find yourself just kind of bitter on the inside and angry towards other people, just become self-aware of that. Realize that, and dig deep, heal those wounds, figure out what you got to do, therapy or yoga or whatever, bro. I don't know. Figure it out and take it day by day, and you will start to make better choices, and you will start to have a better perspective and carry around a higher vibration, which will just make life more, it'll make life go your way a little bit more, because when you focus on the negative, bro, that grows. Whatever you focus on will grow. So if you keep focusing on negative things every day and looking at all the negatives throughout your day, it just makes you it just gives you bad energy, man, really bad. So you don't want to spread that. You want to be social, you want friends, you want a girl, you want this and that. You're not going to catch that being, the way you have been. So get right.